Hello and welcome to lesson number 14 of the series Learn to Play the Violin with Me. For this lesson, you're going to need, besides the violin, a pencil, rosin, and your bow. Make sure you're tuned and we'll get started. I'm going to start the 15-minute timer and we'll get right to it. When we last left off in lesson number 13, we were looking at page number 13 of the Essential Elements Violin 1 book, and we were on our way to learning number 36, dreidel. We got halfway through this piece. And just so you're aware, this is the last piece of music in the book. I was looking ahead a little bit where the note letter names are written inside the notes. So from now on, once we turn to page 14, the note names are not going to be written inside the notes. So make sure you're practicing how to identify the line notes and space notes of the treble clef. And I will have some helpful videos for you in the link to this video that can help you learn what those notes are and the different letter names. So let's look at 36. We are still using our two center strings, the D string and the A string. We start on the D string open. Let's review the notes that we have been using so far. So D is open. That's a note that's stuck to the bottom of the bottom line of the staff. So there's no saying or anything that helps us remember what that D note is. It's just the one that's stuck to the bottom. Then the next note that we're playing is E, and that's one finger. Then we have F sharp, which is two fingers on that D string. We have G, which is three fingers on the D string. And then we have the open A. Those are the notes, the 5 notes that we're playing in this piece. Let's see what we remember from last lesson. Let's start at the beginning with a nice slow tempo, and we'll play up through line 2 halfway through. Here we go. Let's try it. Starting with open D. D. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. D, D, E, E, F sharp, D, rest. F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, rest, rest, rest. E, F sharp, G, E, rest. E, A, G, F sharp, E, F sharp, rest, rest, rest. All right, that's what we learned so far. Let's try it one more time. Starting on D. We'll go the same tempo, nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, play. D, D, E, E, F sharp, D, rest. F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, rest, rest. E, F sharp, G, E, rest. E, A, G, F sharp, E, F sharp, rest, rest, rest. Okay? If you're having any issues that you want to pause and practice it a little bit more before continuing on, feel free to do that at any time. We're going to move on to the next chunk of 4 measures, because remember this piece is kind of split into 4 different 4-measure long chunks. So let's look at line number 2, the 4th measure in line number 2, starting with open A. If you look, it's a pattern that we have coming up. We have A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp. Let's try those 6 notes right now. So we're alternating between playing the open A string and playing the D string with 2 fingers down, creating the F sharp. This is the part of the song that you might know. It goes dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. If that helps at all, that's the part that we're playing now. Let's try open A, going to F sharp. We'll do that pattern 3 times in a row. Ready, play. A. Oh, okay, sorry. My finger was accidentally touching the A string and it wasn't allowing it to vibrate. So I have to remember to curve my fingers more. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, rest. Let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, play. A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, rest. Then continuing on, that last note of that line number 2 is an F sharp. And if you look, now we're going to A for the first note of line number 3. So that chunk, starting with that very last note of line 2, sounds like this. F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, rest, rest, rest. So let's try starting at the very last note of line 2, going to line number 3. This is good practice as well to make sure that your eyes can adjust fast enough. Remember, your eyes are moving slightly faster than your brain and your fingers, so it knows what's coming up next. Let's start on F sharp, that last note. 1, 2, 3. F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, rest, rest, rest. We're going to try that again. I accidentally put the G, my finger down on the wrong string. So here we go. That F sharp. 1, 2, 3. F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, rest, rest, rest. Good. Let's start back at the dreidel, dreidel, dreidel part, which is line number 2, measure 4, the flipping back between A and F sharp. Let's try it through where we just stopped, starting with open A. And make sure you put 2 fingers down on the D string to get ready to play that F sharp. 1, 2, ready, play. A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, rest, rest, rest. Good. Let's try it again. I'll sing the lyrics of the song this time. Here we go, starting on that A. 1, 2, ready, play. Dreidel, 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 rest. I made it out of clay. Rest, rest, rest. Good. Let's try that just a little bit faster. Here we go. All right, starting on the open A. 1, 2, ready, play. Dreidel, 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 rest. I made it out of clay. Rest, rest, rest. Okay, let's move on. So now we're alternating between G, which is 3 fingers on the D string, and E, which is 1 finger on the D string. And we do that pattern 3 times in a row. So it's moving from G to E. There we go. So let's try that little section. So it's 6 beats. We're alternating between G and E. 1, 2, ready, play. G, E, G, E, G, E, rest. Good. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, ready, play. G, E, G, E, G, E, rest. And let's finish up the piece. So starting on E, the letter name is not written in there, but that's an E. Remember, the line notes of the treble clef are E, G, B, D, F, going up. Every good boy does fine. Every good boy deserves fudge, or whatever saying you know or have in mind that help you remember the order. So that first line note is an E, always is. Here we go. Starting on E, which is 1 finger. Let's sight read these last few notes. 1, 2, 3. E, A, G, F sharp, E, D, rest, rest, rest. Let's try that again. Starting on the E that doesn't have an E written in it. It's 3 measures from the end. And I'm counting 1, 2, 3. And we come in on beat number 4 because that E is on beat number 4. Here we go. Let's try it there. 1, 2, 3. E, A, G, F sharp, E, D, rest, rest, rest. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's go to line 3, measure number 3, where we have the G and E pattern. So 3 fingers, G, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Here we go. Let's try that to the end. 1, 2, ready, play. G, E, G, F sharp, E, D, rest, rest, rest. Let's back it up even further to where we started the new material today. Line number 2, measure 4 at the A, F sharp pattern. Dreidel, dreidel. So put 2 fingers down on the D string and we'll start on open A. We'll play from there to the end. 1, 2, ready, play. A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, rest. F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, rest, rest, rest. G, E, G, E, G, E, rest. E, A, G, F sharp, E, D, rest, rest, rest. Okay, are we ready to try the entire song? Let's do it. All right, we have 4 minutes left, so we'll try this once, and then we'll move on to some bow work, and that'll be it for today's lesson. Let's start at the beginning, see how we do. Starting with open D. 1, 2, ready, play. D, D, E, E, F sharp, D, rest. F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, 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 F sharp, G, E, E, A, G, F sharp, E, F sharp, rest, rest, rest. A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, rest. F sharp, A, G, F sharp, E, G, E, G, E, G, E, E, A, G, F sharp, E, D, rest. Yay, we did it! That's a really fun one. If you want to show somebody and play it for somebody and show the progress that you're making, that's a really great one to do because most likely they'll also know that song, and so they'll be able to be extra proud of you because they know that you played it correctly. Let's put our violin down, and we're actually going to get our bow. Make sure you get your bow. All right, the next part of this page says Bow Builder 5. We're getting closer and closer. We're only a few pages away from actually putting the bow to the violin, but not quite yet. This is called shadow bowing. Shadow bowing is bowing without the instrument. So here is step number 1 of what we're going to do today. We're going to tighten the bow hair as instructed by your teacher. That's me, but because I'm also the student, I had to look this up so that I knew exactly how tight the bow hair should be. And so I'm learning, remember, I'm learning right along with you. So here's what I learned. So we have a slight bend in the bow here. It should not be straight across. If it is straight across, then it is too tight. So we want to make sure, they call it a little smile, make sure that it has a little bit smile. There's a knob right here at the end that tightens the bow hair. Whenever you put your bow in your case, you want to make sure you loosen the bow hair so that it doesn't have tension on it, because we don't want the bow hairs to snap. So we want to tighten it to the right amount of tension for when we do play, put it to the violin. So what is that tension? So it's all about looking at the midpoint of the bow. And we first are going to hold the violin bow, remember, with our right hand, and we are going to use everything that we had learned and practiced before. Remember, our pinky goes up. We have, we're making an oval between our second finger and our thumb, and we're draping our fingers over the stick of the bow, and then we're kind of tilting it forward. We're tilting our wrist forward a little bit so that it's kind of draping nicely. So hopefully it's starting to feel a little bit more natural for you. So we're holding it at the balance point there. Okay. So now we're going to look at the midpoint, and what I learned is that you should be able to fit a pencil through the midpoint, and there really shouldn't be any gaps in between, so it should kind of just fit really nicely in there. Some people use their fingers, but you are not supposed to do that because the oil from our fingers can make the bow hairs dirty, and then the oils also will keep the rosin from sticking to the bow hairs, so we want to avoid touching the bow hairs as much as possible. So instead we're going to use a pencil. We take it through the midpoint, and there shouldn't be, and you shouldn't be forcing it in. If you're forcing it in, that means there's not enough space and you need to tighten it a little bit more, but there shouldn't be gaps. If there are gaps, then it's too tight. So we want to make sure that it fits nicely, so I'm just kind of adjusting. And you can play around with it a little bit. So the pencil should fit right in there and it should stay. Then that is the appropriate tension of the bow. Now, I know our timer rang, but we are going to try this bow builder number 5. So step 1 is tightening the bow hair. We just did that. Step 2, we're going to place the rosin in our left hand. Now, rosin is a solid substance, solid sticky substance, and it's made from pine tree resin, which is that thick secretion of the pine trees whenever it's cut or injured in some way. So the rosin is made from that, and why it's used on the bow hairs when it's applied to the bow hair, it grips, once it's put on here onto the bow hair, then it allows the bow hairs to grip to the strings of the violin and allows it to vibrate and create the sound. So if you didn't have rosin on these bow hairs, then it would just kind of glide along the strings silently of the violin. So we'll get more into that as we start actually playing with the bow, but that's kind of the long and short of why we use the rosin. So we're going to place the rosin in our left hand. We're going to hold the bow at the balance point, so we have that. And step 3, we're going to shadow bow by slowly moving the bow back and forth on the rosin. Be sure to move the bow, not the rosin. So we are practicing our bow movement. Remember, it's from elbow to wrist to hand right here. Good. We're not really engaging our shoulder back and forth, but it's mostly the wrist. Remember, we want to keep our wrist nice and flexible. So let's look at number 30. No, first it says down bow. So this symbol here, like that rectangular symbol, looks like a little house. Move the bow away from your body to the right. So that's called a down bow. So when we see that symbol, we're playing the note by moving the bow to the right. And then the up bow looks like the V. That means you move the bow towards your body, which is to the left. So when we play and put the violin and put the bow to the violin, so down bow is going to be away from us, that's this rectangular symbol, and then up bow is going to be moving to the left, right, or toward our body. So let's look at number 37, rosin wrap, number 1. Not sure why it's called a wrap, but that's okay. Let's look at 37. So we're going to hold our bow, our rosin still. We're going to put our bow on the rosin, and we are going to do this rhythm. So we have down, rest, up, rest, down, rest, up, rest, down, up, down, up, down, rest, up. Repeat. Down, rest, up, rest, down, rest, up, rest, down, up, down, up, down, rest, up, rest. So hopefully we were able to keep the rosin still, and you were moving the bow up and down, keeping a flexible wrist, and hopefully that worked out pretty good for you. We will do number 38, 39 next lesson, but for now, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon.